Oh, hi! This week we're gonna do the thing that I want to do to every garment that doesn't already have this done to it. And that, my friends, is add fucking pockets. I have this skirt. It is an elastic waisted skirt. If you have a side zipper involved, depending on how far down it goes and stuff, that's really gonna be the only issue. Otherwise, this should work on anything with like standard side seams. I'm sure there's many ways to tackle pockets. I would like to learn all of them, but for this one it's just the, you know, in the side seam ones. I just have water for right now because you girl stayed in the sun a little too long this weekend and dealing with this. So focusing on rehydrating. So my body and especially my skin hates me a little bit less. But anyways, here's what you need. Whatever garment doesn't already come with fucking pockets because they're animals, and especially ones with side seams. Some kind of matching fabric. I had planned to iron this, and it specifically said to not touch it with any heat. And then like the drying process for this, it's like an old skirt that I have torn apart in all the ways. But yeah, it's like intention is to look scrunchy and stuff, so I probably should just find a different fabric to use, but it's nice and lightweight and is a pretty close color to this. Closer than anything else I have. We're gonna work with it. If I have wrinkly pockets, I have wrinkly pockets, whatever. You're also gonna need the usual scissors, pins, maybe not pins, probably pins, matching thread and a sewing machine. Let's do the dang thing. I feel like I get asked about this a lot, so hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully I don't completely fuck it up. I've put pockets in things before as I've been making them, but I guess this is my first time like reconstructing something to have pockets in it. So fingers crossed this goes okay. Oh, I'm also definitely gonna need my seam ripper, and you should probably use an iron. Okay, before we get into the project, can we talk about how good this measuring tape is? I've had it for years and I almost never use it, but every time I take it out, makes me pretty happy. I don't know, I guess 2 inches down from where I want the pocket to start. I just want to keep it a little bit away from the waistband, but you don't want it too low so the pocket's not hanging like out the bottom of the skirt. So yeah, I'm gonna mark 2 inches down. I'm just using chalk to mark, but you use whatever your little heart desires. If I put my hand in here, I'm gonna need the opening. Let's say here. How far is this away? Let's call it 7 inches. That seems reasonable. I'm just gonna mark on the same side. No, gonna mark the same thing on the other side. That's how words work. Look at me go. And also, like, I promise I pressed this. I just then put it under a massive pile of other fabric. So it got a little mushed under there. So I got it at 2 inches. And then go down another 7. So I'll mark it at 9. I'm gonna unpick between those marks. Also, yeah, so I marked with chalk. You can rub that out. I should have probably marked it on the inside of the garment. Just keep that in mind when you're marking stuff, is make sure it's not going to be like a permanent splotch on the outside of whatever your garment is. Okay, so we've got 2 gaping holes on either side. And pockets are done. Great, good job. JK, JK, LOL. Oh, and I picked like the littlest bit above each mark just because you need to allow for, you know, the seam allowance and stuff. And it's gonna get restitched up anyway, so does it matter? Next step is we need 4 pieces of pocket. Oh, what a mess. I wish I could have ironed this. Crap, is there something else I should be using? This is gonna drive me nuts. It's gonna be fine. Ugh. Okay, I'm basically just going to trace around my hand. Ugh, okay, I can't with this fabric. I'm just going to use it for stuffing, for something else. I need something flat. Okay, phew, I found some fabric I picked up, I assume for like a lining piece at some point. I'm going to fold this so I have 4 layers. Here we go. I'm going to mark 7 inch and then 1 inch. I need at least ½ an inch either side for seam allowance. Just gonna trace around my hand and get the shape. There are certainly pattern pieces you can buy for this purpose, but you're fitting your hand in there, so why not do it this way? Also, hi, I have very big hands. Actually gonna like bring it down a little bit more. Yeah, doesn't have to be perfect. That looks close enough. So I'm gonna cut out my 4 layers. Make sure the edges are fairly close to each other. All right. All right. Whew, I feel so much better using this than whatever that other fabric was that was making me very angry. Yeah, a lot of the times pockets go like over and then droop more, because this isn't a particularly long skirt. I kind of needed to make it go in more. We'll see how it looks. I probably should have made this a little more flat up here just for stitching purposes, but like it's gonna be fine. Do it right sides together. This lining fabric, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna press it again in a minute, so we'll tackle that momentarily. I'm gonna line up the marks from like the 0-inch and 7-inch marker with the marks on here to be pretty close, and just do it edge to edge, right sides together. And then same thing up here, just line up the marks. Now if this shit gets real frustrating and you're just like, things are flopping everywhere, you can definitely like unpick the whole seam. I just didn't want to have to like rehem the bottom here. It's mostly out of pure laziness. So yeah, do whatever else you have to do extra steps wise to make it easier for yourself, but I'm just gonna squeeze this all together and make it work. Although I'm gonna be smart. You ready? While I sew this, I'm gonna get my iron heating up so that I can press the pockets down. I will say, as far as pressing things goes, this particular step, as far as like having the pockets face the right way, it does make a big difference. Yeah, I've been burned before, and this is a thing worth ironing. I know it's a pain in the ass. I also hate it. Okay, iron's heating up. It's on this end. And also, look, I got a proper ironing board. It was only $3 at Goodwill, and it was deeply necessary. But like, you've seen that tiny little travel one I have, and it is not helpful a lot of the time. It's not enough space. I have a table. Granted, it takes up any open floor space I had, and I can't actually get out of the room while it's open. But hey, you know, making things work with what you got. You're just doing all 4 pocket pieces right sides together. You're not sewing the opening closed. You're just sewing the pocket piece to one side of the side seam. I hope that is making sense. Okay, just to show you right before I sew everything, this is what it looks like right now. I have everything pinned. You can do it like pin one at a time, sew it, then pin the next side, sew it. But yeah, I have my 4 pieces just hanging off, and this is gonna stay open. Just wanna like actually make this a proper tutorial and show you how to do the thing. This can be one of those projects where you're just like, I know I can figure it out, but the time it's gonna take to work on it, and you know, not just let someone explain it to me. I'd just rather not spend my time doing that. So I super hope I am explaining this okay. This is also probably one of those things that like 6 months from now, I'm gonna forget how I did it, and then I will refer back to my own video, because sometimes I have to do that. Okay, yeah, so just a straight stitch. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna do a smaller stitch just to like reinforce it, because there's probably gonna be some pull on these seams. And then we'll do the next step next. I don't know why I'm having trouble transitioning this part. Go do the thing. Oh fuck, was that on recording the whole time? Okay, so the right sides are together for the pockets. We're not closing the hole yet. This should still be open, but this is what it should look like on the inside. So then I'm gonna press this side seam flat. I'm gonna press, oh shit, which way does it go? This seam here that I just did, so where the side seam is attaching to the pocket, I'm gonna press that towards the pocket. So it's gonna go out this way. So it's going to lay under here. So yeah, and I'm going to do that on all 4 pockets. Just press it out into the pocket. It's funny, my whole shop feels completely different now that I have like an ironing board in here. Something I didn't consider was like taking this off and washing it, or buying a new one and just like having it on top of the board, because it's just like the metal framework I needed. But thankfully, the matte thing here, the pad, smells very nice. Whoever had this before must have used like good fabric softener or something. Because like if I buy fabric or clothes, like this skirt is from Goodwill, I always wash it before I do anything with it, but it didn't occur to me to do that with this mat. And also, the ironing board has a pocket, so everyone should have pockets is what I'm saying. Just wanted to show you like what it looks like actually folding the seam out. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah, okay. So as promised, I'm ironing the lining fabric, and then just making sure this is pulled taut, all this towards the pocket. I skimped on this step, making a really nice wool skirt, and it just makes the whole thing look so much cheaper. So I'm going to redo that probably after this, actually. I would like to sell it in my Etsy shop, but I can't sell it like that. I promise we're nearing the end. I'm going to have our skirt, or you know, whatever you're sewing. This will work for shorts or something too. We're going to have it inside out, your freshly pressed pocket flaps. You're gonna line those up and you're gonna restitch whatever part of the side seam is unpicked until the pocket starts. You need to go down a little bit. This is why I kept like an extra 1/2 inch on either end of the pocket flap, is you want to pin the stitches together where they meet so that the pocket starts evenly. You're gonna have a little bit sticking up like this. Again, the one thing I would change is like maybe extending the flat part of the top of the pocket out a little more. Here's how this is gonna go down. I'm gonna pin where the seams start on both pockets. I'm making sure where the stitching starts is lined up. So like 1/2 of your pocket isn't higher than the other. Just keeping that seam allowance towards the pocket. That's why we pressed it that way before. A little pin there. And then do the same for the bottom. Just line up where the stitching and the seam allowance started and make sure the seam allowance is towards the pocket. And now, I mean, you can add a couple pins on here, the actual pocket, to make sure things are like even and lined up and all that jazz. Ah, no, don't fall in the crevice. You're just gonna stitch, again, small stitches, straight stitch, down here to close up this top of the side seam. You're gonna pivot where the stitches start on the pocket. You're going to come all the way around. You're not sewing over any of this. You're going to come around the pocket, come back to the point where the stitches end, and then continue on your side seam and just restitch whatever you had opened that was extra. I hope that's making sense. So wherever you just stitched to attach the pockets to the skirt, you aren't stitching that part because that would close up the hand hole. Okay, I hope I am explaining this okay. Okay, look at that. Is this making any goddamn sense? I don't think I'm going to serge, like reserge where I unpicked the side seams. I just don't care. But you can if you want it to look more profesh. Skirts that I make from scratch that'll like be in my Etsy shop and stuff, those get reserged. You just go like back along here. It's kind of tricky because there are like angles to go around. Oh, I got some threads to trim. But you go over whatever serging is here, and then around the pocket and back down. Basically where you did that last row of stitching. You can serge the raw edges here first, I guess. All right, now for the moment of truth. Well, this is nice. Nothing's like obviously sticking out. I like can't obviously tell where the pockets are. So yeah, I mean, this is why you need to press the things out. It just doesn't look good if you don't press the pockets. They're tucked in here because you press the seams towards the pocket, so when you flip it out, it wants to like hide itself. If that's making sense. I don't know if any of this is making sense. I know this is something that, again, I get asked about a lot, so it's obviously something people are looking for. So I hope any of this was helpful. One other thing to maybe consider here is this is very like thin, lightweight material. So I didn't want super thick, heavy like canvas pockets or anything. This is what it looks like now. So this is also similarly like light, thin, and yeah, like you can't see the fabric sticking out unless like you hold it open like that. I don't know, what do you all think? Do you think like they look okay? They stop here, so they're not sticking all the way out or anything. So that's cool. I'm really excited about this. I already really like this skirt. The one downside is it didn't have pockets, so I didn't wear it very often. And the elastic's like tight enough that sometimes you like put something heavy in one pocket and it makes the whole thing droop to one side if the elastic's not like strong enough. But that's part of why I like this skirt, is it's like a good durable thing. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. I know especially getting into summer, like I'm not wearing jeans or anything as much. This would also work on like a dress. You just gotta kind of watch the height a little more so you don't have pockets like just under your boobs or something, unless that's where you want pockets, you know. I'm really pleased about this. I've been meaning to do this since I got this skirt, and I'm definitely in like pocket mode, so I want to make a bunch of things like this. I'm filming this the day it's going to go up. I'm hoping to have this up by noon. Fingers crossed I'm as productive as I plan to be. I'll have monthly adventure vlog going out on June 1st, although my patrons will get it early, so if you have any interest in joining my Patreon, you get to see stuff before it's live to the public. Fucking huge thank you to everyone that's been supporting me over there. It's amazing having like great conversations with our little community and just hanging out with you all in an additional space than just the YouTube comments. So it really means a lot, especially because I don't know if you guys think about this kind of stuff, but I wouldn't have bought myself this skirt or the fabric for it if it hadn't been for my Patreon. Like all the money goes back into this kind of stuff, and it helps me buy supplies and make new things, even if they're out of old things. Yeah, it's completely because of you all. So thank you so much to everyone that's been over there. Also, if like a monthly commitment like Patreon is a little too daunting for you and you just feel like buying me a coffee, I do have a Ko-fi coffee page. I'll link to that down below in the description if you want to check it out. Every little bit helps. If not, like, I'll still be here doing the damn thing either way. So, yeah. Oh, before you go, wait, I'm doing a new product launch. Words, man, in my Etsy shop on June 1st. I'll probably do another video showing you all the things that are for sale. But yeah, June 1st, 8 a.m. this year, 2019. I'm doing new stuff. There's going to be earrings, bags, possibly a couple other things. I think I'm going to have some like one-off garments. Yeah, I didn't want anybody to miss out. It's almost been exclusively you all that has been buying stuff from my Etsy shop, which, like, I'm the luckiest person in the world. Thank you all so much. It means everything. Going to get off my soapbox and go edit some things and pound a bunch of coffee. And I will talk to you all in a couple days. I'll see you Saturday with 2 videos, like one for the launch and one for the adventure vlog. Oh my god, what a ham-fisted ogre.